basically looking at my sort of prized possessions, software prized possessions, because I think I've done quite a few hardware features at this point, and I thought I should focus on some games. So what I did is just stacked a few up there. Not everything I would have made the cut, in not even half really, but yeah, let's take a closer look. So, some of these I've featured in videos before as well. Some of them for nostalgic purposes I've got on here, some of them because they're really rare, and some of them because I just enjoy them. Start off with this right here. We got Sega Rally 2006. This is a Japanese release, which I did cover before. Only released in Japan. Basically I play that on the PSX, which is down there. The reason I bought it is because it comes with an Arcade Perfect port on a separate disc of Sega Rally 95, Sega Rally Championship 95, and that's just absolutely amazing. I've got footage of that in one of my other videos. It is brilliant. Down here we've got Marvel vs. Capcom, the original, Japanese, for the Dreamcast. Unopened, haven't actually played it yet, because I don't know how to boot it up on my Dreamcast, which isn't much good. But at some point I will. But I saw it going cheap and it was sealed. It just seemed like a really cool thing to pick up. I don't like the series that much, but I heard the first one isn't as sort of over the top as the second and the third one is going to be. So, maybe I'll enjoy it a bit more. The Jaguar version of Doom, mainly because it's in really good condition, and I like having Doom carts. So I've got a few of them. Metal Gear Solid: The Essential Collection for the PS2, which is 1, 2 and 3. They released this a couple of years ago. And basically, yeah, they all come in the long box PS2 cases. It's kind of cool. They've got their own artwork on the front. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you it that well. I'm not going to try. But yeah, that's pretty cool. What just dropped to the floor there is Namco X Capcom. Now this it's effectively useless because it's a Japanese RPG. It's all in Japanese and it wasn't released anywhere else. The reason it wasn't released anywhere else is because the copyright laws in Japan aren't as strict as they are elsewhere. So you actually have all the majority of the characters in the Namco catalogue and the majority of the characters in the Capcom catalogue doing battle. The gameplay isn't amazing, but just for what's in it, it's incredible. The music's incredible. It's got themes for every character for all the different series. It's just brilliant. I mean, look, you've got Klonoa, you've got Strider, you've got Jin Kazama, you've got Ryu, you've got the Ghost and Goblins, Ghouls and Goblins guy, Chun-Li, you've got Onimusha characters, Beautiful Joe, just basically anything you can think of is in there, and for that reason I wanted it. It's just incredible. Mega Man Darkstalkers, just list a Capcom or a Capcom or Namco franchise, and the odds are they're going to be in there. It really is incredible. But like I say, bummer that I can't really play it. At some point I'll probably get a chipped PS2, and there is an English translation patch for this, and I'll download that and pop it on there, and at least I own the real copy as well, so that'll be cool. What else fell down was Virtua Fighter 10th Anniversary. This came out in the States as well. Basically, it's Virtua Fighter 1 running on the Virtua Fighter 4 engine with the Virtua Fighter 1 style graphics. It looks amazing, it plays amazing, 60 frames per second, really fluid. It's a wonderful thing to own, and one of the first things I picked up when I got the PSX, which is Japanese. Sin and Punishment. I recently showed a bit of the sequel for the Wii, and this is the original for the N64, Japanese only. Absolutely brilliant, wonderful box art as well. I actually have to run through these really quickly, to be honest, to keep this short. But Bomberman 64. Now this, you may wonder why it's in there. That game is actually extremely rare. Bomberman 64 in the USA and the UK is a different game, and it's got a different name in Japan. I forget what it is. So this isn't the 3D travesty that you may have played before. This is actually a 2D Bomberman that came out right at the end of the life cycle of the N64. I think it came out in 2000, and it's absolutely brilliant. I love it. It's got a collection of mini games, your normal Bomberman multiplayer, and the single player campaign that people hate apart from me. Mega Man and Bass, or is it Rockman and Forte in Japan, for the SNES. Again, Japan only release. Love that game. Showed a little footage recently of me playing and dying. Behind That Secret of Evermore, I don't know if that's rare or not, but I think that game's absolutely incredible. I think it's a spiritual sequel to Secret of Mana, or it might be a direct sequel, I'm not sure. Having not played it, I can't tell you, but this is an amazing game. And yeah, glad to have that in my collection. So, down here we've got Street Fighter 3 Double Impact. This features Street Fighter 3, I think it's the new generation, and Giant Attack, which was the sequel, or Street Fighter 3 Part 2, you know, the Street Fighter, the Supers, the Turbos, all that kind of thing. I think A Murphy 245 recently picked up Street Fighter 3. Oh, I forgot what the third version's called. Third Strike, for like a tenner, which is incredible. This cost me about 20 quid. It was sealed, which is really cool. But I love it. The differences are really interesting because I never played these in the day. I only played Third Strike, and it's interesting to see how much changed with the music, the art style, the character costumes, the backgrounds. Just a whole bunch got changed. A lot more than it did in the sort of Super Street Fighter 2, Turbo Street Fighter 2 editions. Fire Pro Wrestling returns. Just sort of a game I can't live without. Absolutely love it. It's really good, and worth picking up if you've got an American PS2 and you like wrestling games. What else do we have here? Poi Poi 2 again. I think A Murphy. Was it A Murphy? You know, I can't remember. Someone's video. You'd have to chime in and tell me. They tried to pick this up in a charity shop, and it turned out the disc wasn't in there. In fact, it was the original Poi Poi. I had a similar experience in that I went to a shop and saw this, and I've never, ever seen Poi Poi 2 in my life. But I saw this for about 4 quid, and just literally shit my pants and thought, oh my god, I've got to buy this. I did. It works. It's very similar to the first one. But that's fine by me, because Poi Poi is absolutely wonderful and worth looking out for. I don't think you can get it cheap. I got really lucky with that, but there you go. What else do we have here? Just pound these from the side. You know what, I won't. Legend of Zelda, the promotional disc. This came with copies of Wind Waker. Funny story with this is, my friend, when I was working for Curry's, basically they were selling Wind Waker, and when they sold out, they had loads of these left. I guess they hadn't been giving them out, and they just chucked them in a bin out back. And he ended up with about 15 copies of these, and he just sold me one cheap. And now these go for quite a bit on eBay, so that's kind of amazing. It's got Zelda 1, 2, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask on it, so it's really good. Doesn't have A Link to the Past, don't know why. Actually, I do know why. They're releasing it for the Game Boy Advance at the time, so they weren't going to give it away. Panzer Dragoon Saga, the actual proper box for this is somewhere else. Incredible RPG for the Saturn. Wonderful artwork, really rare as well. But you know, I don't think it's as rare as people say it is, but if you add the word rare to it, they can get away with the sort of £80, £100 price tag that seems to go with that game. But yeah, I'll quickly run through these, stop the video being too long. So, Fatal Fury Mark of the Wolves for the Dreamcast, another favourite of mine. Street Fighter 2, the interactive movie, I think I ran through that before, it's a really sort of interesting title. Vagrant Story, wonderful Squaresoft RPG, with a twist. It's different to what you'd expect from Squaresoft RPGs at that time. Alundra, which is basically a Legend of Zelda clone, but just absolutely brilliant. And I got this in the original case, I'm so pleased. It's like an embossed logo. It's really, really cool package. It comes with a map as well, much like the Zelda Overworld map. And even the artwork on the disc is just awesome. Such a great little game. One out. Tobal number 2 didn't come out again in America or the UK, but it's really good. I want to get Tobal 1, but I hear this is a lot better, and I'm curious to see what Tobal 1's like, because this is really good. It's 60 frames per second on the PS1, fluid as hell, just amazing animation, much better than what you saw in the Tekken series, which to me was sort of the pinnacle at the time. Yeah. House of the Dead for the Saturn. This is hard to come by, so I picked up the Japanese version, because I'm not going to miss the terrible voice acting. Yeah, Mega Man 8 Anniversary Edition. This features slightly different soundtrack and I think levels to the PlayStation release. It's a really cool game. The Adventures of Lomax in Lemmingland. I really like this game. Amazing animation. It's up there with Rayman for sort of 2D animation of the PlayStation. And it looks really good. It plays really good as well. Like, this didn't get favourable reviews. It's pretty hard, but it's got a lot going for it. Wonderful music. Like I say, the animation is just sublime. Might pop up some footage of that actually. Einhander for the PS1 as well. I think this game came out in all regions. I've never seen a PAL version actually, but yeah, Squaresoft actually made a really good. It's a 2D side-scrolling horizontal shooter, but rendered in 3D graphics. So whatever you call that, 2.5D I guess. But it's really good. Especially strange coming from Squaresoft. No disrespect to them, they're not exactly renowned for their shooters. Dark Saviour is a wonderful RPG for the Saturn. Again, don't know if it's rare, I just really enjoy it. Katamari Damacy is the original beautiful Katamari meme, whatever you call it, for the PS2. It only came out in Japan. This might have got released on the PSP actually as well. But yeah, I picked that up for my girlfriend, and it's just a cool addition to the collection. Got this actually in a game station in Chichester, I think it was. Yeah, it was quite a disappointing game station actually. But the fact they had this, I just couldn't believe it. It was just so out of place and strange.